Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to our stretch break. My name is Amber Langford. I'm going to be running you through your stretch class today. For today's class, we are going to be using a chair. An office chair with wheels will work as well. I do recommend that you lock those wheels if you're able to, so you don't roll away. We are going to begin standing today, so I want everyone to walk around behind their chair. We're going to start with some prancing. Our prancing is going to look just a little bit different today. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start first by lifting that left heel up, bending that left knee. From here, all we're going to do is switch sides. So we're going to straighten our left leg and bending that right. As we bend that knee, that's when we lift that heel up. And we're just going to alternate side to side, doing our best to push all the way through those toes and get a full extension in those ankles. Alternating side to side. As we bend one knee, we straighten the other. Work on getting that full range of motion throughout our ankle and throughout those toes. We're doing a lot of toe extension here. Let's do one more, each side, lowering both legs back to the ground. We're going to widen our stance, so I want you to take one step out to the side with your right and your left leg. In this position, we're going to be holding on to the backs of our chair. Our feet are going to be facing forward. We're going to be stretching our inner thighs, so we're going to begin first by bending that right leg, shifting our weight over towards the right, trying our best to keep that left leg nice and straight. We're stretching that left inner thigh here. Trying to sink as deep into this side lunge as we can. If you need to, you can also rest your forearms on the back of your chair. As we're holding this stretch, we're inhaling through our nose and exhaling out through our mouth. Trying to get a little bit deeper into the side lunge with each exhale. We're going to hold this for 2 more deep breaths. On that last exhale, I want you to straighten that right leg, and then switching sides, we're going to bend that left leg, allowing a little bit of a forward lean with that chest. Keeping that right leg nice and straight now. We're sinking deeper into that side lunge. If you're not feeling much of a stretch here, you can go ahead and try to widen that stance just a little bit more before shifting your weight over to that left side. One more deep breath here. And exhale, standing back up nice and tall. Let's bring those legs back in. I want your feet to be underneath those hips. Hands are still in the back of your chair. We're gonna walk our feet back, dropping our chest down towards the ground. Feel free to keep a slight knee bend with your legs. We're not locking them up completely. From here, we're gonna go into our cat-cows, rounding and tucking that chin to our chest, tucking that tailbone under, getting as rounded as you can. Inhaling at the end range of motion, and then exhaling, dropping that chest down, lifting that chin up, lifting your tailbone up, working on getting as much extension through your spine as you can, and then repeat. We're gonna do 5 cat-cows today. Working on transitioning from that rounded cat down to that extended cow. Trying to get a little bit more range of motion through that spine with each repetition. If you're working at the same pace as me, we're going into our 4th cat-cow here. Last one. And relaxing out of that, we're gonna flatten our back so we're in a nice straight line from our hands to our hips. From here, we're gonna work on making a C shape with our spine. So we're going to bend that left knee. As we bend that left knee, we're trying to pull that hip forward. And we're going to look for that left hip. And then straightening that left leg. We're gonna bend that right knee, looking over that that right shoulder, and switch. So if someone were to look at you from up above, you are making a nice C shape with your spine, shifting from right to left. We're adding that single leg knee bend as just a little bit easier way to move those hips and move that spine. Let's do one more, each side here. And then straightening both legs, we're gonna slowly walk those feet up. Once we're back to standing, I want everyone to move into a seated position on your chair. Once we're in that seated position, we're gonna have our legs bent, our feet flat on the ground. We're going to widen that stance, going into a little bit of a mini straddle position here. Hands are gonna be in between our legs, feet are facing forward. We're going to do 3 roll downs here, starting by tucking our chin to our chest, reaching those hands down towards the ground. We're rounding that upper back, that mid back, all the way to that low back. Once we've gone as far as we can, we inhale, and exhale, we roll back up. As we're rolling back up, we're stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Your head is the last thing to come up. And repeat. Tucking that chin, reaching down for that ground. We're gonna do one more here on this last one. We're gonna hold at the bottom. Trying to get those hands as close to the ground as we can. I want you to keep your head and neck relaxed, hanging towards the ground. One more deep breath here. And then we're going to reach for that right foot. We're going to place that left hand either down on the ground or on your shin or up above your thigh. From here, that right hand is going to rotate and reach up to the ceiling. We're looking up over that right shoulder. Holding this for one more breath. And exhale, returning back down to the ground and walking both hands over towards that left foot. That right hand stays either on the ground or up above that knee here. And that left hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling, and we're looking up over that left shoulder here. One more deep breath. And exhale, return back to center. Walking those hands back to the middle and slowly rolling back up to that nice tall seated position. Your head is the last thing to come up. And then we're gonna bring our feet back in, keeping that left leg flat on the ground. We're gonna go into a seated figure 4. So we're gonna take that right leg, we're gonna lift it up, crossing that right ankle right on top of your left thigh. We're gonna actively press down on the inside of that knee, opening up that hip and making a number 4 with our legs. If we're unable to get our right leg all the way up onto our thigh, we can straighten out that left leg in front of us and then cross that right ankle lower down on your shin, more towards your ankle. And then same thing, still keeping those hips nice and open. We're making that figure 4 with our legs. We're gonna begin sitting up nice and tall. Working on that posture, I want you to actively pull those shoulders down away from your ears. We should be in a nice straight line from the top of our head all the way to our tailbone. And keeping those hips open, we're gonna lean that chest forward, deepening that stretch. We're trying to get our chest as close to our legs as we can. Still focusing on that breathing, inhaling through that nose and exhaling out through your mouth. One more deep breath here. And exhale, sitting back up nice and tall. We're going to lower that right leg down to the ground. And we're going to cross that left ankle on top of that right leg. We're crossing it up above, right on our thigh, or we're going to straighten that right leg and cross lower down on your shin or on your ankle. Starting sitting up nice and tall, keeping a little bit of pressure on the inside of that knee to keep those hips nice and open. Our shoulders are pulling down away from those ears. One more deep breath here. And exhale, lowering that chest down towards your legs, keeping those hips nice and open. One more deep breath. And exhale, lifting that chest back up. We're going to uncross those legs, placing both feet down on the ground. We're going to switch back to that upper body. So I want you to lace your fingers together in front of your chest. We're going to lift our hands up so our elbows and hands are shoulder height. From here, we're going to straighten those arms out. We're going to reach those hands forward. As we're reaching those hands as far forward as we can, we're actively pulling those shoulder blades apart and pulling them away from our spine. So you might get a little bit of a roundness in our upper back while we're doing this. Let's hold for one more deep breath. And exhale, bringing those hands back in. We're going to switch our hand position. So now our palms are facing away from our body. And then we're gonna do the same thing, straightening those elbows out. We're reaching those hands as far from our body as we can, pulling those shoulder blades apart. We're also adding a little bit of wrist extension here. So you might feel a little bit of a stretch down those palms into your forearms. One more deep breath here. And exhale, bring those hands back in. Keeping our fingers laced, we're going to bring our hands directly up to the ceiling, reaching as tall as you can. We're going to bring both hands over towards the left, keeping our hips and our legs flat on that chair. We're not lifting one hip up, but we are trying to make a nice C shape once again with that spine. We're opening up that right side body. One more deep breath. And exhale, bringing those arms back to center, resetting and reaching as tall as we can. And then bringing those hands over towards the right. We're opening up that left side body here. One last deep breath. And exhale, bringing those hands back to center, reaching as tall as you can, releasing those fingers, and bringing those hands back down to your sides. From here, you can get a nice big shoulder roll back. And that is all of the stretching I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Amber. This is our stretch break. Hope you all have a great rest of your day.